Hey everyone, I'm Mac. I've tried to do this video like 3 times the other night and I couldn't talk. I kept slurring over my words and I guess I was just too tired even though in reality I wasn't, and I know that does not make any sense at all. But without any further introduction, let's get started. And right before I do, if you hear any noise, I'm printing something, trying to anyway, but so if you hear anything, it's the printer. The Fairmont Bank Springs, formerly and commonly known as the Banff Springs Hotel, is a historic hotel in Western Canada, located in Banff, Alberta. The entire town, including the hotel, is situated in Banff National Park, a national park managed by Parks of Canada. At an elevation of 1,414 meters and 4,640 feet above sea level, the hotel overlooks a valley towards the Mount Rundale, both of which are situated within the Rocky Mountain range. Opened in 1888 by the Canadian Pacific Railway, it is one of the earliest of Canadian Grand Railway hotels. The original 5-story wooden hotel was designed by Bruce Price and was able to accommodate 280 guests, which expands from the original structure became the North Wing, which was eventually destroyed by a fire in April of 1926. The present hotel properly is made of several buildings, of which the main hotel consists of a 1914 11-story center tower designed by Walter X. Painter, and a 1927 north wing and a 1928 south wing designed by John Orrock, which were built on either side of the center tower. On the 24th of June of 1988, the hotel buildings were designed as a National Historic Site of Canada. The hotel property is presently managed by Fairmont Hotels and Resorts. The Banff Spring Hotel sits at 405 Spray Avenue near the southern boundary of Banff, a resort town within Banff National Park. The hotel property is bounded by roadways and natural waterways. 2 roadways bound the hotel to the north, Bow River Avenue and Rundle River Avenue, while Spray Avenue bounds the hotel from the west. To the east, the hotel property is bounded by the Spray River. The river serves as a tributary for the Bow River and the waterway north of the hotel property. The hotel property sits near the confluence of 2 rivers. The town of Banff is located within the Rocky Mountains and mountain range, situated 1,414 meters and 4,639 feet above sea level. The community itself is built around a tunnel mountain. The hotel looks over across the valley towards the Mount Rundale. Other mountain peaks located near the hotel including Cascade Mountain and Northway, Stony Squatch Mountain, and Sulphur Mountain. Given its location within a national park, the hotel is located near a number of attractions and natural landmarks. North of the hotel is Bow River lies Bow Falls. The Banff Upper Hot Springs is a commercially developed hot spring located south of the hotel. Banff Spring Hotel is one of Canada's Grand Railway hotels built by Canadian Pacific Railway. The present hotel property is made up of two buildings, an 11-story tower, and the main block of the building, designed by Walter S. Pater, constructor for the tower building or block of the hotel. The tower building or center building began in 1911 and was completed in 1914. The main block of the hotel was erected from 1927 to 1928 and replaced the original wooden hotel destroyed in a fire. The original structure was a 5-story wooden building able to accommodate 280 guests. Was designed by Bruce Prince. I keep wanting to say Prince. That is not his name. On June 24th, 1988, the hotel buildings were designed as a National Historic Site of Canada. After the original 1888 wooden structure burnt down in 1926, John W. Orcutt, the chief engineer of Canada Pacific Railway, was charged with design the replacement. The replacement building, or the main block, considered the north and south wing. As the tower added in 1911, the replacement structure is made up of a steel frame, clad in Rundle limestones, or rock mix elements of the new building with the general styles of the original wooden building designed by Price. Meaning that the main block also featured elements found on chateaus of the Loire Valley in France. As a result, the main block features a massive wall surface and steep copper roofs, dormers, and gables. The original wooden structure on which the present north and south wing designs are based featured architectural elements drawn from Scottish baronial architecture, as well as chateaux of the Loire Valley. The blend of the architectural styles would eventually lead to the Chateauquay styles used in most of the Grand Railway hotels in Canada. The Chateauquays feature found on the buildings steep pitched roofs, pointed dormers, and corner turrets. However, the contrasting later cut Chateauquay hotel built in Canada, Banff Springs Hotel also draws the elements from the arts and crafts movement. Elements from the movement include rounded gables and rough stone masonry used throughout the building. The remains of the burnt building were removed in 1926 in order to make way for the north and south wings. The center of the tower was a large limestone structure influenced by Scottish baronial architecture. The building was originally an extension of the original wooden structure. Unlike the other wings of the hotel, the center tower featured almost no French medieval architecture elements. Painter's design had windows that were rounded, flat doors, and opposite to the pointed ones. Rounded arches rather than pointed arches seen in French Gothic architecture. The central wing is also featured in a Renaissance Revival style arcade before its first floor lounge. The interior of the hotel features oak beams, oak palings, and line boards, animal carvings, plastered work of the ceiling, terracotta floors, and stained glasswork. Materials found in the interior included fossil-filled carved Tynell limestone from Grayson, Manitoba, and Bedford lime flagstone. On the floors of the Mount of Stephen Hall, an even room within the hotel. The Banff Spring Hotels includes some 750 beds, rooms, and suites spread throughout the hotel property. The hotel property also houses a number of event spaces used for conferences, weddings, and other social events. Event spaces within the building include the Alberto Dining Room, the Alhambra Dining Room, and the Cascade Ballroom. Mount Stephen Hall, and also Riverview Walk. Within its location, the hotel property also features outdoor event spaces, including the terrace garden and a number of areas within the hotel property. The hotels are also occupied by restaurants or other food-based services. As of December 2017, 12 restaurants operated within the hotel property. Restaurants included within the hotel include 1888 Shop House, the Walled Halls, and the Rundale Bar, Castello. The latter restaurant also hosts a hotel afternoon tea. The hotel also hosts a local resorts market, stock food and drinks. Other facilities located on the hotel property include a bowling alley, 5 turf-topped tennis courts, a swimming pool, and a 27-hole golf course designed by golf course architect Stanley Thompson. Spa facilities were opened in the hotel of 1991. The original building was shaped as an H and included an octagonal center hotel with an additional wing extending from it towards the Bow River. The building was clad in shingles and stone accents. Tyrian fanions were situated at each wing. The 1888 structure cost $250,000. A mistake made by the builder saying in intended orientation of the building, turning its back on the mountain vista. The building included more than 100 bedrooms, centered on the 5th story, octagonal rotunda. The hotel was named for the natural hot springs emanating from the various places on Sulphur Mountain, which also piped into Sulphur Springs, which also piped into the hotel. An additional in 1902 expansion and renovated the building, adding more than 200 rooms. See, this is what happened before. I just can't read properly anymore. I don't know why. Maybe I should go back to school. In addition, by 1906, plans were advanced to complete overhaul of the Banff Springs Hotel building, proposing a replacement of much of the original structure. Walter Painter, chief architect of the Canadian Pacific Railway, designed the 11-story central tower in concrete and stone, flanked by 2 wings. The time correctly oriented in the dramatic view, the so-called Painter Tower, was completed in 1914 at the cost of $2 million with 300 extra rooms, and for some time became the tallest building in Canada. Construction of the new main was delayed by World War I, and the surviving price wings continued to serve it in service. Further renovations by architect J.W. Orlock, who continued in the style originating by painter. Significantly expanding the Painter Tower, alternating its roof line, and adding two substantial wings following the fire in 1926, which destroyed the original building designed by Prince. How the hell is that bringing off a shadow? It hasn't before. Maybe I was just noticing names. The two new wings completed and opened in 1928. The monarch of Canada, King George VI, and Queen Elizabeth visited the hotel during their 1939 royal tour of Canada. From 1942 to 1945, the hotel shut down in an effort to feed up labor for the war effort. In 1968, the building underwent a process of winterizations, allowing the hotel to operate year-round. The hotel went through several renovations during the latter half of the 20th century, including one in 1971 and another preparation of the 1988 Winter Olympics. In 2001, Canadian Pacific Hotels, the hotel division of the Canadian Pacific Railways, was recognized as Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, adopting the name from the American company it had purchased in 1999. The hotel's name was changed to the Fairmont Banff Springs as part of its rebranding effort. In 2006, seven Fairmont hotels, including Banff Springs, sold to Oxford Properties, a company owned by the Ontario Municipal Employees Retirement System and Resorts. Continues to manage the resort following the sale of hotel property. This October, for the very first time, they were sharing some lessons behind the hotel. With each passing decade, tales of the Ghost Bride, the missing room, and Sam the Bellman have now grown into folklore. Now they invited you to discover the stories as they live on today. Rooted in history and inserted by imagination and forever part of the castle's character, the story of the Ghost Bride had captivated guests for nearly a century. That's the strength of a young bride in the late 1920s, radiating in a white lace, who tragically fell to her death on the grand staircase before she ever reached her room. Some say it was her veil, others say a flicker of candlelight that startled her. What has endured in the vision, a woman in a flowing white dress gliding gently down the marble steps or appearing in the ballroom, forever poised between joy and heartbreak. The story of the ghost bird has captivated guests for nearly a century. Legend speaks of a young bride in the 1920s. Why is this posted? Why did I post this one twice? Rainy and late, who tragically fell to her death on a grand staircase before she reached her room. Yeah, I don't know why I put that twice. Sorry, guys. I need to reread my research before I print them out. And summarize later, which has never been my strong point. Because no written records have confirmed of a bride passing or even being injured around the time of the Banff Springs Hotel, people assumed that this story was written by a creative staff member or guest over the years. Still, some guests claim they have felt her presence. Perhaps it is the romance of the Rockies that keep her legend alive, or perhaps it is her image minted on a commemorative coin and printed on a stamp. The truth that is the tale had become a Canadian lesson of its own, part of the history that makes Banff Springs experience unforgettable. Among the mysterious hotel, there is one of the missing room that is most enduring. Guests whisper of a vanished suite of a door that once opened to a grand room now sealed, walled, and erased from blueprints. The reason why this room had been boarded up has changed over the years, but the typical story speaks of atrocious events. Erased from memory, yet lingering in the walls of themselves. In truth, in the mid-century redesign of the hotel created an opportunity to combine two small guest rooms together to create one larger suite with a single door. The extra was removed, but a plot light of a hallway left behind, indicating the space where a door once was. Over the years, adventurous spirit hunters would sometimes knock on this wall, disturbing the guests sleeping on the other side, and the guests would sometimes knock back. That would be me in a freaking heartbeat. Like, if somebody is messing with my sleep by knocking, trying to find this hidden door, I'd just be like, out of annoyance. And laughing if they get freaked out. Because honestly, I would do that at the same time, and I don't know why I'm holding my lipstick. And the printer is gonna start printing, maybe, during ghost stories. Lovely. This not only created the lesson of the missing room. Not all haunted stories are sorrowful. Some, like Sam the Bellman, embodied a heart of Fairmont hospitality. The story is that Sam served as a bellman for decades, remembered by callings and guests alike for his work and dedication. When he passed in the 1970s, many thought his story was complete, but Sam had other plans. Guests have shared accounts of helpful bellman matching Sam's exact description who appeared when they needed him the most. Unlocking a stubborn door, offering guidance through a maze of hallways, then vanishing before things could be given. Guests have shared. For the first For the first time, they have opened their doors to the truth behind those stories. The Ghost Bride, The Missing Room, and Sam the Bellman are more than lessons. They are a part of the spirit of the Fairmont Banff Springs. Whether you believe in the ghosts or simply in the power of storytelling, these tales connect our past to the present and continue to shape the experience of every guest who stay within the walls. They invite you to step inside the castle into the Rockies and feel the mystery for yourself. From the grandeur of the halls to the whispering of the lessons, every moment here is unforgettable. The Fairmont Hotel, is it haunted? Or is it that stories that have been passing by from possible experiences, or is that bored guests and staff members? Anyway, thank you guys for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunting Girl, and this is my channel. I'll spook you later. The paranormal is my playground. And until next time, pleasant dreams.